This video aims at giving you an overview of what you can modify in the WASH KAP Global Mobile template to make it more in tune with your local context.
The WASH KAP Global template can be found on the WASH UNHCR website at wash.unhcr.org. When you're on the page and you go to the Monitoring System tab, you see there's an Annual Household Survey sub-tab. In here, not only in the Getting Started, you can find general information, but if you go to the Preparation sub-tab, you will see here the WASH KAP Global Mobile template available.
To give you an idea, let's open the WASH KAP Global form on ODK. And first and foremost, we may want to have a language in the form that is not one of the languages in which the global template is in. Global template is in French and English, and you might want to have it in Swahili or Arabic or another language. Then you may wish to have certain questions that are not contextualized for your own country. For example, you may wish to have this list of camps with their real names instead of AAA, BBB. Beyond this, you may have questions that are not relevant in your context. Perhaps the camps in which you work in do not have zones at all. Or else you may have blocks, but only between 1 and 5 possible block numbers rather than 1 and 10 as is written here in the constraint. Else your blocks might actually be letters rather than numbers, therefore you might not want to have a number question appearing for this. You may also have questions that do not appear in the global form that you wish to have. Perhaps one of the ones that are made optional directly in the template, such as the sex of the respondent, or a missing module like the one on diarrhea prevalence, and actually have it by default in your modified form. So to give you an overview of how you will be able to modify the global form to your local context, we can have a look at the Excel template in which this can be configured. There are other videos that will give a detailed overview of how to make any such change and also of the different tabs. But to give you an idea, if you go to the Survey tab where all of your questions are listed, you will see here that the block, for example, is an integer type question. Also here the constraint where you can only fill in a figure between 0 and 10. You see also here the sex of the respondent question in red, because by default it's hidden and you'll need to make it available. You also see here in the possible option of answers choices tab the possibility of specifying the name of the different camps that you work in. Also the different languages that are available that you will be able to adapt or add your own languages based on whatever is relevant for you. You notice that there is a color code here. The modifiable different options are in orange. Here we mentioned the red for the questions that are hidden by default. You also have bold somewhere in different places, which corresponds to the variables that you should not change because the key indicators of the WASH KAP are calculated on this basis. Remember that you have here different tabs with instructions that can also help you top of the different videos that are specifically to make all and every one of these changes we're talking about. As a summary, you can add a language to the form to modify your WASH KAP. You can add questions, either those that are hidden by default already in the form or else your own questions. You can also adapt questions that do not help generate the core indicators by either changing the type of question, the constraints, the labels and hints, the available options. And for all this, you can refer to the color code to know what you can and cannot change and the instructions tab.